absurd. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard. I'm just plain Albert. Yeah, I'm just plain Albert.
Oh yeah.
I've got something to say about how nature should work in the natural way. In the natural way. We can check out the world from way up in the sky. Though I'm not a bird, I know how to fly. With a snap of my fingers I can be as small as a pea or as tall as a tree. When my pocket's filled with all kinds of stuff, exploring nature should be easy enough. So come along with me and be my guest. Remember, Albert says, nature knows best. Nature knows best. Nature knows best.
Oh yeah.
Nature knows best.
The prehistoric jungle, not the safest place in the world for modern man. But believe it or not, that tree down there means that in about 100 million years' time, I'll be able to flick a switch and get electricity.
Hey, man. That's one mother of a dream you were having.
Yeah, I guess the heat kinda got to me.
Hey, chill out. Try some breeze. Personally, I like to soak up the sun. I can't move in the mornings until I feel a bit of that heat energy.
Ah, yes, energy. That's what I was talking about. And the most common form is electrical energy or electricity. Electricity means that I can make milkshakes, dry my hair, ow! Electricity is also good at heating things up. I say, old chap, would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah, but hold the sugar, man. I'm on a diet.
And electricity can make lots of other things work. Television, for example.
Not much on today.
Or radio. All right!
Man, that's better. Ah, why don't you chill a little, dude? Sun it up a bit.
Everyone uses electricity. Just listen. Amplifiers, loudspeakers, CD players, all kinds of household appliances. Microwave ovens, vacuum cleaners. processors, word processors. They all use electricity.
That had to happen.
I must have blown a fuse. Guess I got carried away and was using too much.
Man, dig that peace and quiet. This is what I call chillin'.
Come on, I'll show you how to change a fuse. Aha! Here's the culprit.
And that's what happens if you use too much of this electricity, huh?
That's right.
But like that fuse you got in your hand. It's only for your apartment.
Yep, you got it.
So what would happen if the whole city blew a fuse, like at night, when everything's dark and spooky?
Well, that has actually happened. New York, London, many cities have experienced blackouts before. There's no nighttime football, no street lights, or lights inside buildings, no trams or underground trains. People get scared. They start to panic. Looters smash shop windows. People start stealing things. The police lose control. In other words, chaos.
Sounds kind of scary to me.
Electricity is kind of taken for granted. A rather relaxed approach considering the danger that a full blackout can cause. Electricity is thoughtlessly wasted, and no one really cares where it comes from. It just comes out of a socket in the wall whenever you want it. It's clean, convenient, doesn't smell, and doesn't make any noise.
So where does it actually come from? My power source is the sun. I just soak it up for hours.
Normally, it comes from power stations. They convert it from coal, oil, or gas, and then deliver it to households through cables.
Get out of here.
Come on, I'll show you a power station.
Man, how'd he do that? Shoot.
Now, I can do this, but don't you try this one at home. It's much too dangerous. See you later, alligator.
Huh. Takes more than that to lose a lizard.
Electricity flows along copper strands inside the wire. It's a tighter squeeze than usual. Guess I'll have to watch those cookies and milkshakes. The wires that bring electricity to your house join stronger cables, which are supplied by huge overhead power lines. The power lines get their electricity directly from the source, the main power station. This thing is called a generator. It's what makes electricity. Whoa!
Hi.
Ow, my head! Connected to the generator is a turbine, which when spinning around fast, produces enough energy to drive the generator. The turbine itself is driven around by steam. The heat required to turn the turbine is produced by burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, or gas. Let's take coal as an example. To demonstrate, 2 shovelfuls give enough power for 2 hours of TV. Aha! And that brings us back to your dinosaur forefathers.
But I only had one father, and he wasn't a dinosaur. He was a lizard.
Your Jurassic ancestors.
Just kidding.
When trees fell and became buried in the swamp millions of years ago, things started to happen. The bog sealed the trunk off from the air, and over the years it got squashed down by more and more layers of trees. Millions of years passed. The layers built up and caused a vice-like pressure on the sunken tree. Over time, this pressure turned the tree trunk into coal. So today, it's possible to drill a hole down into the ground and dig out this coal to be burnt as fuel.
So you're telling me that coal is the result of trees that grew millions of years ago?
Yes, that's right.
Uh-huh. So where did the trees get their energy from?
From the sun, of course.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I guess so.
So this power station is converting the sun's energy from millions of years ago into electricity that can be used now.
You bet. When I switch on a light at home, a piece of coal is burnt here, releasing stored solar energy. Coal is like preserved sun. I can see you're impressed.
It's kind of mind-boggling, but it doesn't compare with the real thing. I mean, those sun rays beating down on you.
And it's not as efficient either. Only a third of the heat energy produced by the burning coal can go into making electricity.
Seems a pity to waste 2/3 of this heat. You could have a colony of happy lizards living here. No problem.
The rest of the energy is released as waste into the environment, some of which even has to be cooled down, which requires even more energy.
Kind of excessive. I thought you said it was clean.
Well, it's not entirely. Electricity is clean, but every time coal gets burnt, smoke is produced. Take a look at this.
Ugh.
Not exactly clean, is it?
Nope.
And if we take an even closer look, we see that something worse happens. This stuff, sulfur dioxide gas, is produced due to the sulfur left behind in the fossilized wood. It combines easily with water vapor to produce sulfuric acid.
Isn't that the stuff that, like, eats through metal?
If it's concentrated, yeah.
That sucks, man.
Sulfuric acid doesn't only damage the environment where it is produced, but also in regions far away. Take Sweden, for example. Significant parts of its forests have been killed by the sulfuric acid produced in other parts of the world. Whoa, 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 whoa!
And what about all the fish and animals?
Oh, yeah. They sure are suffering, too. After all, the acid is even strong enough to erode stone buildings and churches. Whoa!
Whoa, Looks like you need major plastic surgery there, dude.
Yeah, and if that's what it's doing to stone, what is it doing to our insides?
Jeez, you gotta get a hold of that imagination of yours.
And there's even more. Look over there. That's a byproduct of burning coal, oil, or gas. It's carbon dioxide. It creates a shield trapping the sun's heat in the Earth's atmosphere. You know about that. It's the greenhouse effect.
So, electricity may be clean, but making it with fossil fuels sure isn't doing anybody any good. How else can it be generated?
Come on, I'll show you.
Uh-huh. What's this?
You don't know about that yet. It's a nuclear power plant.
Insert ID security card, please.
Here.
Put on protective suit, please.
What's this for? Hey!
You ready?
Confirmed. Proceed.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
What's cooking in here?
Well, the fuel in a nuclear power station is radioactive material, like uranium or plutonium.
But how do they make heat?
I think we better visualize this. The nuclei of the atoms in this radioactive material split very fast, resulting in a chain reaction which generates a huge amount of heat. The problem is, this chain reaction must be controlled. This is done with rods, which are inserted between the fuel rods. Even after all the rods are inserted, the reactor generates as much heat energy as any other fully running power station would.
So why all the security and precautions, man? Is it dangerous in here or what?
Well, if the chain reaction should get out of control, then the reactor would melt down or explode, releasing radioactivity into the air. Radioactivity might be invisible, but it's deadly. When people come into contact with it, they get sick and die. It can threaten people thousands of miles away from the scene of the accident. Contaminated rain can soak into the ground and damage the water system. Radioactive material can travel in the air, land on the ground, and even get into plants that are eaten by animals.
So what do you eat then?
Plants, vegetables, and...
Animals? Fancy some fries and a burger?
Sorry, no thanks. Accidents in nuclear power stations have happened. The industry puts the Chernobyl death count at tens of thousands of people, costing hundreds of billions of dollars.
That's mega heavy, dude.
Yeah. The original argument for nuclear energy was that it's clean, cheap, and safe.
Yeah, I guess since Chernobyl, people have rethought that argument, huh?
It's not even clean. To produce uranium, lots of coal and oil is burned. That means there's still masses of carbon dioxide that choke up the atmosphere.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
If the damage costs of Chernobyl and other accidents are taken into account, nuclear energy is not affordable.
Not to mention the lives lost, the damage to the environment.
Well, for quite some time after Chernobyl, no nation has ordered a new nuclear power station.
I'm not surprised.
Another problem is nuclear waste. It's dangerous for thousands of years. If cavemen had had nuclear power, we would still have to avoid their waste dumps today.
There are dumps?
All the dumps in the world are temporary dumps.
Temporary dumps?
As opposed to permanent dumps.
How temporary is temporary?
Well, no government wants to officially declare any dump in their country to be permanent.
I'm sure glad that I get my energy from the sun, dude.
Yeah, that's a power station we can use safely.
Let's check it out. And quick.
Okay, hold on.
I'm holding on, man. Believe me.
Although it's not viable yet, to shut down the power stations running on fossil fuels, many people are starting to look into solar energy as an alternative. Look down there. Those solar cells capture the sun's energy in the form of rays and convert it directly into electricity.
I know how that works. I'm a sun collector myself.
That house feeds roughly 2/3 of the electricity it produces back into the national grid.
Sounds cool.
It is. Imagine all the desert space where nothing grows. You could put enough solar cells there to provide energy for millions of people.
Dig it.
As long as the sun is shining, electricity is produced.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You can put panels on roofs, in gardens, on the beach. There are even solar-powered cars nowadays.
And solar-powered lizards.
You're right. And not only that, there are other alternative energies. Hang on there, it's getting windier.
Man, look at all those fans. They're generating a lot of wind.
No, they're not making the wind. The wind is turning them. Each windmill is its own turbine. The wind produces electricity directly by turning the windmill.
Awesome.
Each windmill can produce enough electricity for more than 300 households. The wind farms in California can provide enough electricity for a city the size of San Francisco.
And that's a big city.
In Denmark, more than 3% of the country's electricity is provided by wind, and they hope to raise it to 10% by the year 2000.
Dig those things. They're so cool. Man, that looks like a positive future.
Yep, but right now it's important to stop using so much energy. It's possible today to buy energy-saving devices, such as this fridge and other things. Ow, hot! But why? I only want to light up the place, not heat it as well. Ordinary bulbs are so inefficient. Only 5% of the electrical energy they use goes into making light. This is an energy-saving bulb using 80% less current.
That's cool.
If every household, say in Germany, changed their bulbs for these, they could immediately shut down one of their power stations.
Dig it.
This is enough to supply my needs.
And it's not harming the environment. Oh, bummer. Oh, man, that sucks. Forget it. Your energy is starting to harm my environment, dude. Let's just chill together for a bit, okay?
Okay, cool. Dig that sun, man. Wow.
Don't even think about it.